And so when we say that he lacks wisdom that comes from maturity, that kind of begs the question, well, doesn't wisdom and maturity come from experience? And that's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. Because what we're saying is not to discount experience, but it's not experience alone. It must be experience hemmed in and submitted to the revealed will of God and character of God and the knowledge of God for who he is, not who I think he ought to be. So that's just some of the richest theology of the book of Job. And then we come to Job's encounter with God at the conclusion, chapter 42 again. I wish I had the opportunity to spend more time in the beautiful poetry of the book of Job and of Job's progression. And that progression that's represented to us in chapter 3 that is then revealed and presented through Job's various episodes, and how it is that Job moves from the hubris of unbeing to the angst of unselfing and finding himself and his meaning and his comfort in the person of God. So, not by appeal to self-validating experiences, but the personal revealing of the personhood of God himself is how Job's existential crisis of conscience is resolved by faith. Faith for the perplexed. The existential crisis of conscience in the book of Job is settled for Job by the knowledge, by the experience, which we're not discounting, but an experience that is formulated by the personhood of God. God the Father, Yahweh, Elohim, El Shaddai. Then Job answered the Lord Yahweh and said, I know that you can do everything, that no purpose of yours can be withheld from you. You ask, who is this who hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Listen, please, and let me speak. You said, I will question you, and you will answer me. I have heard of you with the hearing of the eye, but with the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I abhor myself and repent in dust and ashes. I want to draw your attention to something here. Job is not talking about physical senses, the ear and the eye. Job is speaking here metaphorically of the spiritual consciousness that he has. And what he is saying, now listen for this, what he's saying is, now I had heard, I've experienced through the ear, but now with the eye, I'm coming closer to you.